It's clipping.
It's clipping horribly.
Introduction.
Da 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 da. Stonxcast episode 15.
Hello, everybody. I've just finished a 200-mile drive and I'm driving. I'm fucking knackered.
We can't find the intro video. Sorry, I don't know where the camera is. I need to start looking at it. I didn't have the mic on. Sorry about. I literally just
Episode
shoved.
15. We're getting there.
I
dude.
shoved
We're
the
getting there.
Yeah, I shoved the phantom power through the mic while it was streaming as like just the worst level of practice. So Kanye, this is Stonxcast episode 15, and welcome to the universe of Kanye.
I suppose I'll go first with the news since we're on my tabs.
Yeah,
what
go
a week
ahead.
though. Let's have a quick talk about the week. Buck, what happened
We
this
should probably
week?
introduce ourselves. I am James. This
I'm
is
Ollie.
Ollie.
I'm hiding. Am I hidden?
Yeah, no, don't go behind the road.
Get over here.
Right.
Hello. What did we do this week? We had new YouTube videos.
I had loads of emotional crises because I was trying to sort out the social media.
Business bollocks.
I'm
That's what
currently
we've done.
undertaking 5 Udemy courses at once because I just like to suffer, and I'm trying to work out. Basically, we just don't want to we don't want to pay people to do stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's
no
the
money in the recession. So anyway, essentially my week has been full of taking myself through Udemy courses and learning the social media side and how to soothe algorithms and stuff. So I haven't made any music in ages. Oh, and the other thing is I've been doing the Hungarian audiobook, which if you've heard the story, it's called The Little Prince. I'm doing an audiobook for my girlfriend's little cousin's birthday. And it's
Tomorrow?
in spoken. Yeah, it's tomorrow. I've not finished it, so that's going to be a late night. So yeah, I've been doing that. You're just chewing up the scenery, and it's great. Stonxcast. It's always like this. So why don't you take these people away if they haven't gone away themselves already?
So I've it's been one of them weeks. I just finished a fucking 200-mile drive. I managed to get a bunch of interesting articles up.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a chance to read any of them. So let's have a little look through.
Oh, well, you've chosen just the worst of pictures.
Actually, let me get this one.
Pumped up bag of cooking grease.
So, we've all been complaining. There's been stuff going around on Facebook and all these kind of petition websites and stuff because the UK government have done fuck all for the music and the arts. And then they've done this. They've finally given $2 billion funding package. But did you actually read what they said?
So I've started reading little bits of it, and it just sounds. I don't know if this article will be of a similar ilk.
Basically, it sounds like they're going to give the money to Royal Albert Hall.
Here we go.
And that's it.
So the package covers for galleries, theatres. So basically, it's covering the arts. I've just got a feeling that a lot of this money is not going to be going. Oh, hang on. Is government dig deep to ensure grassroots venues can survive? I've got a feeling that
That's not going to happen.
I don't think the smaller businesses are going to get much funding. I just can't see this government doing that. But I might be wrong.
So we were talking about the Let's Play Music campaign, that hashtag that's been on everyone's
Yeah,
pictures
let
and
the
stuff.
music play.
So there was, what was that? Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones, Ed Sheeran. We talked about this last week because they were all
Is
kind
that
of pushing.
How do you pronounce that? Is it Dua Lipa? Dua
Wait,
Lipa?
Wait.
After Ed Sheeran?
What, my eyes have just completely stopped
It's
working.
in between Ed Sheeran and
Liam
Liam Gallagher, which is a fucking terrible place to be.
Dua Lipa? Lipa?
Dua Lipa?
Don't know.
Someone shout us out how to pronounce that. I haven't got a clue. But go you.
Yeah. So even Morph has chipped in. Fuck Boris. Yeah. Fuck Boris.
Yeah.
No one has a fucking clue what's going on.
Do you remember when
and
we
he's not fucking
started?
helping.
Do you remember when this started and we were like, yeah,
No
we'll keep
politics.
the politics out of it, and now it's like just fuck, but like he's just a walking excrement-filled hate rag.
So they said it was the MVT that were trying to get $1 million.
Yeah.
They were doing the other kind of money raising. So they've said this fund provides the opportunity to stabilise and protect our vibrant and vital network of venues, and give us the time we need to create a plan to safely reopen live music. Now, I've seen a few things about open air shows being able to work again, and things like that. But it is the small venues that are going to suffer.
Yeah.
So if you imagine how many venues are the UK government going to be able to help with that $2 billion, right? And when you click on the next tab, Scottish government, it's 2.2 million of support for small venues. So there's a lot less venues in Scotland than there is in the entirety of the UK. It's obviously a lot less money, but I feel like that money might actually see some pubs and clubs.
Yeah.
Whereas this money,
Scotland,
is not going.
yeah, it just,
You know what I mean?
what is it? It's just because I can't trust him. How can you after the last 3 months? It's been like, I mean, like anyone that was calling people who were shouting out about this stuff beforehand, like fearmongers and stuff. Like, if you've looked at what's happened over the last 3 months and you've not, like, managed to reverse that viewpoint in your head or something, then I genuinely believe that there is a portion of your brain that is not processing reality correctly.
It's fucking falling out your ear, isn't it? That's what's happening. So, you know, there's some hope on the horizon. We've been saying, like, week 15 now, we've been saying...
Yeah.
Pretty much we started this podcast at the beginning of this whole bollocks.
Yeah, we started Stonxcast at the start of lockdown.
There's been no help for...
Yeah, as per usual with the UK government, it's been dragged out of them last minute. I'm surprised it... Well, no, I was going to say it's surprised it didn't take a celebrity outcry, but it did.
It did. Of course it did.
So the government only do what celebrities tell them now.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
And that's what happens if you vote in a bunch of populist people. So what did you fucking expect?
So let's see who's actually doing this one. So it's the country's Economy Secretary Fiona Hislop announced the news during the first minute of his daily briefing yesterday, July the 11th. When was that? It's literally yesterday. Revealing the Music Venue Trust has worked with the government to secure the funding and that will be used to quickly provide stability to small venues remaining closed over the coming months. So that was literally the MVT and all that other stuff that we were pushing. If it wasn't for that, the government wouldn't have stepped in.
Yeah.
Without. So it really is about grassroots movement, guys. If you believe in something, fucking tell people.
Yeah, watch them give this money and then disband the MVT as a terrorist organisation next year. Trust me, yeah.
Yeah, of course. You know, they've pressurised us.
Yeah.
They pressurised us.
They've made it look like a fucking crowd of Antifa. They've made it all red.
They've had to write 2018 in there just so you don't get people going, "Need your mask! Where's that mask? No mask!" Anyway, so there's some hope for the UK scene. You know, we've been talking about Live X Live and a couple of these other things coming out. So Blockfest, Minecraft's massive festival, that was last month. You know, there's a lot of online stuff going on,
which is starting to show the integration between music and gaming more as well.
Fuck, mate. There's some
but it's also what I've noticed is like even in the markets, like a load of the higher brand music headphones have started making gaming headsets now and stuff. So there's a big.
I just bought a new office chair. And I was like wading through all the shit. They're all gaming chairs. Yeah. It's just hard to find a fucking office chair.
Yeah, man.
I actually ended up buying a gaming chair. I bought the Corsair one.
Well, we've got gaming laptops as well, haven't we? Like, that's what I mean. It's all. Yeah.
It's all interspersed. And if you're looking at the best laptop for music production, it's going to be a gaming laptop.
It will be a gaming
And if you're building your own desktop, you're going to basically build a gaming desktop.
Yeah, you just won't put the graphics card in it.
That's it. Or you probably will, just because you might as well. Spending money. So this is one that I saw, and this really excited me because we actually have quite a big Russian following with. The drum and bass, they love. Yeah. They love the hardcore stuff. So it's really interesting to see. Bye, see you later.
He's done that every podcast. He's not just fine. Why doesn't he just get a fucking... There is literally... We're at mine as well, so there's a stand, like, a foot
literally
behind
2 seconds.
Literally 2 seconds.
Bam, done.
Behind, in time
fucking
or distance.
Sorted.
What are we even doing? Look at this bald man. Sorry.
Who's he? Daniel Irk.
That is a
Daniel Irk.
finely polished head.
Rather nice. So yeah, Spotify's long-awaited launch in Russia will arrive next Wednesday, July the 15th. Music Business World can reveal.
I hope they launch it and you just fucking open the Spotify app in Russia and you can only get the old communist national anthem. It's the only tune on there.
I think it's interesting though because we have quite a few Russian followers on our Soundcloud, and I fucking hate Soundcloud. If anyone doesn't, know
I thought you were just going to be like, "Fucking hate Russia."
No,
bloody hell, Ollie.
No, I hate Soundcloud, but that's one thing I have noticed that there aren't any Russians on Facebook. There aren't any Russians on any of our other socials. Soundcloud is.
Have they got their own socials
VK,
as well?
It's called.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I used to have a profile for Score Unknown on VK.
Really?
Because I got contacted by a Russian who was like,
"Fair enough.
I love your music.
Yeah.
No one in Russia will be able to find it. Make a VK profile."
That's so crazy. You just think about it because China's a similar thing, isn't it? It's like these little microcosms where your music just will never reach.
Microcosm, but it's like fucking how many people in Russia, man?
Yeah,
like,
man. I want to go to Russia. I think it sounds fascinating.
Look,
just the history.
Well, the Russians that I've spoken to, they say it's a lovely country. Yeah. It's just the problem is like
I don't think it's like fascinating now. I just think it'd be like the history's fucking.
My
awesome.
point is like you look at America, and if you base that on Trump, then no one would go there. If you look at Russia and you base it off Putin, no one would go there. You can't base it off the leaders. Exactly. So this is something interesting. I'll be really interested to see what happens with our analytics and stuff. Obviously, we're not just going to blow up in Russia on Wednesday when they open, but the way we've been teasing the algorithm and all the things we've kind of been learning, hopefully we should
Oh yeah,
should do some,
just
pop up.
just as a mild aside, because we've verified our company with Facebook, which could then get back to us between anywhere between, what was it? Is it 2 days and September?
It was like 48 hours,
if you
45 days.
If you read the Stonx blog at the moment, the most recent post I've put out is having a little bit of a pop at just trying to do fucking anything on Facebook.
blog.stonx.co.uk. Did I type properly?
Yeah.
Can I type? Am I real?
Everything's working.
Bam.
So the 11/07/2020.
Top one.
Yeah, so have a look at that. So this is what happens when a company has full control. Trying to get anything done is ridiculously difficult with Facebook, and frankly, it can eat my waste cake.
I literally had him on the phone last night while I was up at the in-laws trying to have a nice barbecue.
There's no you have to spend. It's the only company I've ever seen where you have to spend oh no, I suppose it's not the only company I've ever seen where you have to spend a certain amount of money to get customer support. But it seems odd that the everyday user just has no access to talking to a person.
No,
why is he just?
I think I accidentally clicked him. So check out the blog. You've started doing that now. I think it's really cool just to keep everyone updated on what we're doing.
Look, I blanked out the swears and everything, so you can show it to your kid.
It's documenting our journey, trying to make a label and get this stuff out there.
It's nice as well. It's therapeutic at the end of the day to get it all out on paper. You don't take it to bed as much.
Yeah, I always take it to bed.
Yeah.
It sits right here on my back.
On my wing,
it looks
scapula.
about this big.
Yeah. The raw, mine's on my migraines where it feels like someone's moved a paving slab into the bottom half of my head.
So the next bit you said is there's a lot of stuff with the headphones, gaming laptops, diddly do. Boom! This is something we've been talking about for a while. Warner Music, was it UMG, UGM? What are they fucking called?
Oh,
Universal Music, UMG, Universal, and Sony. They've all been doing some stuff with video game consoles, video game companies, and trying to build relations. Now Sony has acquired a $250 million stake in Epic Games.
There you go.
Now I look at this and I go, Sony don't need Epic Games, and Epic Games don't need Sony, right?
Yeah.
So something fucking big is happening here. Epic Games do not need Sony to become any bigger. Fortnite is like one of the biggest fucking games around.
I think
Sony own such a massive back catalogue of music. I think this is going to be some crazy stuff. Like we've seen the Minecraft festival.
Well, what?
There was the way the Mandalorian was filmed. That's using the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So I think we're in for.
What's interesting is it could be moving us. This is kind of a dystopian take on it, but obviously everyone's ability to go outside and stuff is limited at the moment and could be limited at any point. And realistically,
video games haven't taken a hit.
Whether the virus is manifested by human or a hoax or real or whatever, the governments now have the ability to lock everyone down essentially as many times as they like. So I don't know if this is companies reacting to that and starting to push heavily towards the actual VR augmented reality release.
Yeah.
Because that would be combining all those things with the audio and everything.
100%.
And I think they're expecting the people aren't really going to be able to have much freedom.
Has the video game industry taken a hit over the lockdown?
I doubt it.
I very much doubt it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that love playing video games that are stuck at work
for
12 hours a day. And now they've been stuck at home, furloughed, getting paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've just been playing all the games they love, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've stopped working. I wasn't furloughed. I furloughed my fucking self. Did it for free. So yeah, I wonder if this is gonna move towards you have your experience pod in your flat and that's it, and then outside's just a fucking wasteland.
Yeah, man.
That's what they're preparing for. Like honestly, if I was a market man and I was in a progressive thing like video and I wanted to carry on making money and to be honest, still providing people with pleasure,
it's an entertainment
I'd be
industry.
looking at the world we're making for ourselves right now, and that's not a world where we spend loads of time outside. Like you've got to remember as well, this isn't the first. Even if this one is like, I cannot work this shit out at all. There's so many weird things happening. I think there probably is a virus, but I think there's no possible way that there can't be some kind of manipulation of the facts for other people to use this virus. It's got to be some kind of fuckery along the way, even if the disease itself is real. Oh, thanks, babe.
Nice one.
It's all about the Sunday afternoon 3:20 coffees, and then like 11 o'clock you're just on the toilet. Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk's been talking about the biggest problem is
Elon
the
Musk
interface.
is a super villain. I'm sorry, I've listened to like 4 or 5 podcasts on him now, and like he's got a way with hiding how rotten he is. He's not a great guy. He's not a great guy. He
Literally
doesn't value people very much.
But he's on about.
Like, I mean that on like a sociopathic level. Like,
but he's been on about the biggest problem is the interface. You know, it takes too long to touch the screen. So he wants stuff to be like plug into your brain. So you go.
Yeah, he wants stuff straight in your.
You get VR mixed with AR mixed with just plugging your brain straight.
But
into
the problem with that is the moment that you let anything that you've not made yourself into your head, that's it. Like you can't get it out. You can't
But I'm still quite intrigued with this because I've been learning the Unreal Engine for the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm by no means a fucking guru at it, but I can get my way around. So I made a 3D game.
I saw a game you made. I played one. It was. I didn't instantly kill myself. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So I'd be interested to see what they're doing and what we as indies can do to replicate it. Because, if you saw how The Mandalorian was filmed, that was a massive. Instead of a green screen, they had an LED screen, and then they had, instead of just like a static picture, they had it mapped so that when you move your camera, the background was moving proportionately. It's absolutely. I mean, epic is the right word for Epic Games because they have got an epic engine with real power to it. So I'll be interested to see, acquiring a stake in Epic Games, Sony joins Tenants for Jones 40% of the North Carolina-based interactive entertainment company via a $330 million investment made in 2012. This is what I mean about, Epic Games didn't need the money. They're not. Yeah. So they must be trying to do something pretty big. Through our investment, we will explore opportunities to further collaboration with Epic to delight and bring value to consumers and the industry at large. Yeah, not only in games, but also across the rapidly evolving digital entertainment landscape.
They're gearing up for the next stage of society.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out, mate. Conglomeratization, all of it. It's gonna be exactly like we all thought it was gonna be. But I wonder if that's self-fulfilling.
Yeah, in a way.
Do we write the science fiction and then live the?
Well, you got to imagine the people that are in control don't have the imagination. It's the creatives that create. What came first, Star Trek's sliding paper door or the actual sliding paper door? Star Trek's one, and the nerds went, I fucking want one, and they fucking made one.
I must, Like, what, this is opening in and out. It's so inefficient. I've ran into so many patio doors, so whoever did bring that into life, like, I bet it looks like it could be this
is
guy.
Exactly what you said. Look, we share a vision of real-time 3D social experiences leading to a convergence of gaming, film and music. So I have a book which is quite old. Okay, here we go. Bore the shit out of you now. This is why I do the business section. Convergence Culture by Chris something or other.
Henry Jenkins. So close.
Oh, I've got too many of these bloody books on my thing. It's a really interesting read, and it's literally about this, and it came out a good fucking while ago. Literally everything is coming together to one. Henry Jenkins. Hello, mate.
As well. Yeah, he knows.
He knows what he's on about.
Yeah, he knows. He's sat and thought about this for a long time.
So this book is about the relationship between 3 concepts: media convergence, participatory culture, and collective intelligence. It's a very interesting read. You can probably pick it up on Amazon or something.
Do they have to watch you just fucking spanging the mouse button?
Sorry.
He's come
yes,
back.
They
he's
do.
come round. He's had 2 coffees. He's a bloody nightmare. Right, is that the end of yours then?
No, I think I've got 1 or 2 more because
right.
I've got one with Alice Cooper in it. I was watching the cricket last night, or listening to the cricket last night, and they stopped talking about cricket, and all of a sudden, Alice Cooper was on there, talking about how he wanted to be a sports star, and then they had some other sports star on there talking about how he wanted to be a rock star. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I thought I was listening to the cricket.
Alice Cooper says the only way he stays off the drugs is with golf.
Yeah. So right, let me go. This is where we are. Yeah, cool. So yeah, we've been saying this for a few weeks as we've been finding out more and more, but now Sony have actually acquired, so let's see what happens. It's still going to be a while till we see any results, but it's interesting, man. The industry is changing pretty damn quick. So this is another thing. We do our distribution with DistroKid, right? And I've heard a lot of shit about them recently. I'm not going to have this whole thing talking shit about DistroKid. They've not fucked with us. They've been all right with us.
We haven't noticed anything.
Although I'm a bit dubious about the our breakdown. They seem to have good Spotify stats, but nothing else. Because I know we've had some iTunes sales that I don't think have popped up on there.
Really?
Yeah. But then it's got the 3-month delay, so I'm a bit thick and I get a bit confused. So maybe everything's fine. But we are looking at new distributors at the moment.
Yeah, is this one of them?
And this is one of them, yeah. United Masters. They now give artists 100% of royalties via a £5 a month subscription tier.
That's not bad.
So, but we were talking about potentially getting off of subscription tiers because DistroKid's a subscription. And back with my old band, back in the day, we actually just worked with a proper distributor. They had a warehouse, and we had to incorporate our company to be able to work with the distributor, and they got our stuff in HMV and all that bollocks. And then we also used CD Baby back then, which was like 40 quid per release. And now we pay it's $80 for the label on DistroKid, and I think it's only $20 for a single artist. $20 a year for unlimited releases.
Yeah.
And when we first did it, it was like, that's too fucking good to be true. And maybe it is. We really don't know. We're coming up to our 1 year now. October will be 1 year that we've been paying for DistroKid, so we're going to see what happens when we renew and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's essentially when we make our first withdrawal, we'll be able to work out a lot better where we're at and what they're actually planning to do with our money. Luckily, it's kind of low at the moment, so we can do a bit of a test withdrawal.
Yeah, we've got like $3 from Spotify and a couple of dollars from the other stores and stuff. But we're keeping our fingers on the pulse and our ears to the ground just to find out any other distribution platforms.
So United Masters I've heard of before, and they've clearly switched to a subscription system recently then.
Yeah, but this is the same as DistroKid, allows acts to keep 100% of their royalties. Now this has been coming up with DistroKid recently because there was that Dan Vasc video where they took like fucking, what was it? $4 or $5 off of him for some bollocks. And I thought, well, that's not 100% of your royalties then, is it? So we'll have to see. To date, the US-based company is operated.
Just to make you laugh as well. Like, so this Dan Vasc guy on on YouTube is a funny little anecdotal story. So he did the Witcher metal version,
rock version. It's not the metal version. Leo did the metal version.
So Ollie's got a mate who also did
the metal version. Way better.
And frankly, it is musically better. Version of the Witcher theme tune that didn't go as viral as this Dan Vasc.
He's still got millions of views.
So when I brought this DistroKid, it was me that actually, and I've been very quiet about this DistroKid thing because like, but it was me who found it out, and I brought it to Ollie's attention in the way I have to bring everything to Ollie's attention very quietly. Usually after he's had a coffee and like a decent past 420, because otherwise he'll just hit the roof. And honestly, like the moment that he saw, I was trying to explain to him about these issues possibly with our distribution company. Could I get a fucking word in? As soon as he saw this guy did a video like his mates, it's shit. He's I fucking hate. What? And anyway, right. And the funniest,
Dan Vasc a pretty boy too. So I was just saying, you want to kiss him. You just want to kiss him.
The funniest thing is when I was watching this YouTube video, like this Dan Vasc guy is really like Ollie. Like, he is, and why I thought it wouldn't be a problem was because this guy is so much like, he talks.
He's a real nice guy as well in the video.
Oh yeah, he's nice now that I've said he's like you, but it's fucking, do you know what I mean? Like,
it was just the fact that he'd done The Witcher and I thought my mate's one was better. So
yeah, Ollie harshly judged. Sorry, Dan Vasc. Ollie harshly judged you for reasons that weren't your fault, and we're glad you got some money. But it sounds like DistroKid trying to pay you off, and it sounds like you clocked that anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So yeah, Dan Vasc got his money back, but it didn't sound like DistroKid were planning to change their practices.
And they didn't say they gave his money back.
Yeah, they just gave him some money.
$5,000.
Yeah, it was very oddly worded, like, oh, you found us out, but we're still going to do this to anyone who doesn't bring it to our attention. Which means if you do complain, they'll give you your money, or some money, so...
Again, we've had this with some other companies. I got my new keyboard. They didn't send it out until I put a bad review up on Trustpilot. I mean, is that how companies work nowadays? It
is when they're running skeleton staff, unfortunately. It actually genuinely is. You have to wait for the complaint. You just don't have the manpower. I'm not saying it's any excuse to the companies, because obviously they could... Every single company could be having every single member of staff at full capacity at home. So if they don't...
It's their choice to run it.
I know there's certain services that exclude from that, but I also know there's a lot of companies that are dragging people into the office just because they want that level of control on them. They don't want it. I mean, that's what another tangent. That's why they love that 40-hour working week. You're more productive if you work less in a week. But the whole point is it's meant to keep you desperate for the rest of the time that you're away from work.
Yeah, you don't want to be out
Which
of
is
work
why I
knowing
can't
you can
work a 40-hour-a-week day job anymore for a place that literally makes my stomach fill with acid.
Now you work a 100-hour-a-week.
Yeah, now I work 24.
No money.
Now I work 24 hours a day for no money, and I feel pretty good.
Literally, what the fuck's that about, eh?
Yeah.
So the last thing on this United Masters, they used to have a 10%. They'd keep 10% royalties. So it looks like they've dropped that in lieu of their subscription service.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So it wasn't that bad a deal anyway. I thought
really.
the artist only got 10% if they didn't pay. But no, that's not bad. So you get 90% off it anyway.
Which it keeps 10%. Yeah, you do.
And then you don't pay anything for it.
Well, no, you'd have your probably one-off.
Oh, is there still a one-off fee? I didn't see that though. That's what I meant. Like, what happens if you don't pay the £5 a month?
They must. No, you can't.
They're just doing it for
be
free. Yeah, and you get 90% of your royalties. That's a sick deal.
There is actually one that is totally free.
That's like your mate helping you out, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I'll lease it for you. Don't worry about it. So they have a select roster of service, an unparalleled library of new untapped music. We can't wait to hear artists on SPN shows for years to come. And diddly diddly dee. 18 months after its launch, United Masters says it's amassed over 400,000 artists, 5 billion streams, and over 500,000 distributed tracks.
Fair enough.
It's pretty cool. Again, we'll just keep our eye on it. We'll have a look at the website and see what their other deals are.
CEO looks like a pretty rad dude.
Is that the CEO? Awesome. Yeah. Steve
Stout.
Steve Stout. Nice
Stout.
one, man. So yeah, only a couple more now. We've this just made me laugh because like India banned TikTok. TikTok was off of Google Play. I don't know what the fuck happened to TikTok this week. Basically, they're selling all your information to China. That's literally it. That's why it's happened. Yeah. Someone said that they're selling all your information to China. So then it got banned in India. It got pulled off Google Play, and then like matey was just like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sell your stuff to China. So it's like, what's this one? Amazon pulled it, but they didn't mean to. So.
Oh, so as it turned out that they actually didn't.
Dear reader, allow Music Business Week to recklessly mash our keyboard thrisely. Thanks, guys. What the fuck is that? All gobbledygook. You know what they say about enabling a warehouse full of primates to endlessly hit typewriters? Eventually, at some point, an infinite timeline, one of them will type the computer works of Shakespeare. So if we keep mashing and mashing and mashing, who says we might not write this? Due to security risks, the TikTok app is no longer permitted on mobile devices that access Amazon email. If you have TikTok on your device, you must remove it by July 10th to retain mobile access to Amazon email.
What? Bloody hell!
Oh, no, sorry, that was an accident.
Yeah, this was a mistake. Accidents usually come with ultimatums.
This at least offers one plausible suggestion of a very scarce menu on how Amazon could have written and sent the above set of words via an official company email to its workforce on Friday. So it sent it to all of its employees. It basically said any employee that has TikTok has to delete it because China. But after TikTok publicly expressed its shock and surprise at the memo, Amazon screeched into a rather startling U-turn. Hours after the story broke about Amazon's TikTok email, a spokesman for the Beef Jesus run company.
The both Joe.
I won't say his name. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Boob Joe Boss run company sent out a new version of events to media. This morning's email to some of our employees was sent in error. They said, "This is no change to our policies right now regarding
Do you know what I mean?
TikTok.
It's just like there's no one's trying anymore. Yeah, like
fucking bullshit, innit?
Oh, what's Mike Pompeo got to say? He's fucking hilarious.
Where's that?
Oh, right. Oh, so the guy who suggested that TikTok was doing this was US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Yeah, that one. This all comes from the fucking Trump administration, isn't it? It's like a bunch of people who've had the oxygen switched off.
I don't get it. If like someone can just say something, that doesn't make it true. I don't get like.
Yeah.
I can't
but we live in a post-truth society.
We fucking do now, don't we?
Yeah, it does. It does.
He literally he's the one that said they were harvesting user data and giving it to the Chinese government. So I mean, I suppose we don't know without seeing their code, without seeing their source code. We actually don't have a clue. They might be doing that. We really don't know. But yeah, it was seemingly inspired by India's decision, which was like a couple of days before. That was Monday the 6th that they said it, and then what was it, the 9th? And the 10th that Amazon sent their thing out. So this week has just been a right shitter for TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I see it popping up all the time, but it's not, I don't know, it's not for me. I don't fucking short little videos of some bollocks. I don't really get it. So yeah, here's the last bit, and I should probably put it at the beginning because it's to do with the government bailouts and stuff. But Alice Cooper hails small independent venues. That's where your fan base comes from. And this is something I had quite a long discussion with some people on earlier in the week. If these small venues get closed, that is, I played at small gigs, small pubs, small little events and venues. I got to know some really cool the guys who ran the PA and the promoters, and then as I got to know them, I got to do more events, and then I started. the promoter said, "Oh, this band has to cancel because their bassist has dropped out." And then I'm like, "Oh, I could actually do that for them if you want." And my entire career comes from small independent venues, and I mean, when I used to go see Shell Shock when we were like 11 and 12 and way too young to be going to gigs, it was like at the scout clubs and these little things that weren't pubs.
Ultimate Solution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was
Shout
massive.
out to Ultimate Solution.
That was massive at the time. That was like a whole scene. At the same time, Mikey from Sixth, he had Watford on fucking lockdown, and the scene was fucking amazing. And in came Smoking Band and all that shit, and it's just totally gone.
Yeah.
But without these small venues, I don't think I'd have a music career. You know,
Right.
I would have just stayed in my full-time job, and I wouldn't have been able to do the networking. Okay, we've got online now, and we speak to people all over the world, which we didn't do before.
It wouldn't have worked 5 years ago.
But you know,
10 years ago.
I still think these venues are very important, because if we lose a lot of these small venues, little Timmy who's just learning guitar, his first gig is not going to be at Wembley fucking Stadium, is it? It's not.
This is true.
So then that means he's not going to have a first gig. Gibson have been having trouble in the last few years with people not learning instruments.
Yeah.
And like, I used to be a guitar and bass teacher. I have no students now because no fucking kids don't even care. They want it. How many? We got nearly 50 people on our Discord that are always asking us stuff about electronic
everyone
music.
wants to make EDM.
No one asked me about guitar or bass. It's just what it is. So it's sad. It's sad, you know. And again, now that celebrities come out about it, something might happen. Because that's the world we live in.
God, that's a serious belt, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder how much that costs. Yeah, that's
Top 10
all. I bet
belt.
that's not 3 belts as well. That's all 1 belt. Yeah. Bring me my cock holder.
So look, still, again, it's the Let's Play Music campaign. All these guys, they all got together with this, and we're really just pushing to get something done. But look, same thing. If you don't have small venues, how is a rock band, a young rock band, ever going to get good?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 20 people or 200 people. That's where your fan base comes from. That's where the band actually becomes good enough to go out there and get on tour once they do make it. And that is the point. If we do lose these venues, we're going to lose a lot of the UK music industry.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's the underground UK industry. I mean, metal's never been big. We got offered to do the Vans tour in Canada whilst we're playing to like 30 people in the UK. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
It's true.
Like, the UK scene is not been doing great. There's pockets. There's pockets in different places, but you know, I think it's going to be a right fuck if obviously we've got some money coming in now, but I still don't think. You know, I saw Flag in Watford. They were trying to make money themselves. They were, you know, trying to do funding, and a bunch of these other places, the Horns and stuff. They've all trying to get the local community to help.
Isn't what the Flag? Isn't it a chain now though?
I think it is, yeah.
What are they trying to?
I don't think it was Flag. It was the Horns, I meant.
Oh right.
They're trying to get people to
Yeah,
sponsor.
I mean,
you
if
can
you
write,
want
get your
these-
name on their wall if you want to sponsor.
Yeah, if you
them.
want these individual venues that you, because otherwise it will all move towards Wetherspoon style pubs, and there'll be no music in it.
no
They won't
venues.
have the telly on. Like it'll be horrible. I mean, like those places are like cathedrals to concentrated drinking.
Yeah, totally.
That's all they want. They get you in there and they just farm it. They let you have all your comforts in there, your coffee, your food, and everything, and they just breed alcoholics. Those kind of pubs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's the truth, though, you know.
Yeah, trust me, I turned into one. I was used to drinking one.
But I really noticed it when we, when we had the smoking ban. Basically, loads of venues split their pub in half.
Yeah.
And then they had a separate gig venue, and because there was no smoking, now they turned into restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is some of the best gigs in the towns that we played, now everyone stayed in the pub where you didn't have to pay for the venue, and they still heard our music.
Yeah.
And then the promoters had to shut down because they were losing money.
Yeah.
And then the venues closed their gig section because they can put a bunch of tables in there.
And
Now
then
they're
you have your
restaurants.
restaurant, and it's just
done.
the same boring gastropub food over and
Everywhere.
over again.
So you know we've got this little injection coming in. Hopefully it will go to the right places. But you know, catastrophic damage to live music.
Is it? What I'd be interested to see is how much is that comparing to other EU countries and how much funding they've put into there.
I think
See if
it's
you
still
can
quite low.
See if you can pull up those figures.
What would it be?
Yeah, EU funding to arts,
EU
COVID-19 funding to arts.
COVID funding. What you got? Give me numbers. I just want numbers. I can't read. I don't want to read.
I can barely do maths, so not too many numbers. 1 point. That's Britain again.
Funding. Let me have funding right. I did see some stats somewhere.
Yeah.
People are posting stuff.
But you never know if those infographic stats are
no,
true.
No, you don't. Go on images and see if there's anything. That was the one that I saw going around.
So if this is true,
that's just for economies, not for the music. I don't know if any of these are going to be music specific.
No,
We don't know.
We'll look it up and we'll find out.
Yeah, if we find a picture, we'll link it. But I imagine it's probably lower than other countries.
Because it just will be.
We're just assholes.
Yeah, this is a bunch of arse.
So, yeah, that's it. That's the news for a week.
Cool. Right.
Basically, things are looking up.
Yeah.
Things are happening.
We're doing good. So, as I was saying at the start of this episode, I have been taking some time off production. I've not made music for like 2 weeks now. It's fucking horrible. So I've been getting up early in the morning and I've been doing Udemy courses on like directed target social marketing, and I've been learning other marketing theories and stuff, and it's just, I don't know if you've ever watched the Bill Hicks comedy where he's like, if you work in advertising, just kill yourself. yeah, and he's like, no, I'm not joking. Like you're evil.
Everyone's laughing.
No, please, no, you have to. And learning about it is the most. Like, I got halfway through one of the videos the other day, and it was like, so if we
manipulate.
No, yeah, it's like if we take an example from the Tron 2016, and it's like. What?
Well, if you're going to take an example from somewhere,
it's difficult, isn't it? Because it's like, well, yeah, they did trick the world. So like, but it's been a really, really long and abusive week. So I've been.
I've had him on the phone.
No, mate, it's horrible. Doing anything with social media companies because they just don't want to talk to you. So you just can't. Things randomly break all the time, and you can't get any support. But anyway. So I've pulled some tabs together for you, and we do have some stuff. I'm going to talk about probably some of the stuff I talked about last week as well, but I don't really care.
Yeah, but we had a few freebie things.
Although I found some good things. The first thing I wanted to talk about. So anyway, just to round off what I was saying, our socials have started growing numbers quite nicely organically due to optimization. And we're going to start doing a bit of advertising on the paid platform as well. So once we get our business verified, we can use that properly.
Which will either be tomorrow or 45 days.
Yeah, tomorrow or September or 2,340. Oh my god, just these companies are like, we maybe get back to you and maybe just fuck off. So anyway, I managed to pull some tabs together during that time. I've been concentrating very hard on this Hungarian audiobook as well, which I'm doing with my girlfriend for her little cousin, as I mentioned. So I'll release that. I'll just put it up for free because it's just educational style stuff. But if anyone wants anything like audiobooks done, it is well within our scope to do them, and we can do the voice acting as well. I mean, we've got both my girlfriend for female stuff and Lolly does male stuff.
I do the female stuff too.
And I can do a variety of noises of pain. So yeah, if you want to just don't think that we're just out here releasing and stuff. Ask us to do things for you. We're gonna get some gigs out on Fiverr soon. But anyway, I've rambled on enough about that. Let's have a look at some of the cheap things. So this is what I was saying, maybe last week. But don't worry about it. So the Reason Light Rack plugin. So this is, again, back to our youth when we were at college and stuff. And I wanted to look into a little bit further this synth that is usually £100. But this is the cheapest way to get the Reason Light Rack plugin.
So for £4 you get this £100 synth.
Yeah.
Plus.
So
12?
I thought
12 or 15 you get in the Reason Light?
19, Ollie. 19.
Shows what I know.
I know, right? That's what happens if you fuck off to Shropshire. So, you get the Reason. So let's have a look through this. I've not actually read through this. I want to see what it was all about. What does it do that's different to others?
It's the next generation, sir. Look, it says right there.
Yeah, I know. It's always like that. Everyone's the next generation, isn't it?
Mate, this week I've had so many adverts popping up on Facebook, and all of them are fucking... Don't listen to this person. Don't listen to that person.
It's because the advertising courses tell you to do that. Yeah,
it's copy and paste.
They tell you to do that. Yeah, but nobody
does
it creatively.
Do you know what I've been doing? Because we do this and we know all the free VSTs.
Yeah.
There's a guy who put up, buy my sample pack. It's £12. It's all these chiptune sounds.
Yeah.
So I just commented, download all these free VSTs.
Yeah,
so I've just been spamming them.
Yeah. And you give them the VST rather than the samples, so you give them like the net to fish with. Rather. So this apparently it's got high definition oscillators, which I always prefer over those low definition oscillators. 3 oscillators and a sub oscillator. That's pretty standard. Stacking multiple oscillators together is huge. I reckon it would be sort of like absinthe style.
Yeah, if you go up, it looks quite nice. You've got like a bunch of ASDRs there, and what's that?
So it looks like you can have 4 different waveforms going on at once.
And that might be an LFO over there as well in that corner, maybe.
Oh no, these are filter envelopes, aren't they?
Yes, ASDRs. They could be either way. They could be like Serum. You can use.
Oh yeah, of
envelopes,
course,
or as
yeah.
LFOs.
Dual filter.
This is hybrid 3 though, so I assume there was a hybrid 1 and a hybrid 2.
Otherwise, they're playing everyone. It looks like a
Step
pretty
modular matrices.
standard,
but with everything.
Yeah.
It's got more features and.
So
what is it? Is it FM? Is it additive? Is it?
It doesn't really say. Flexual for pumping and breathing effect. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's £4. What do you care? So it looks like a pretty good standard. I guess you could sort of have this in your arsenal instead of Massive or Absinthe or something.
Air music technology.
Yeah, I mean it's meant to be £100. So this is the cheapest way to get Reason Lite. So this you get all the Reason plugins. I don't know if I can click on this. Or...
Yeah, we chatted about this last week, I think.
It's probably.
Light.
God, it's pricey these days, isn't it? £300. Oh, do you remember Recycle for making? Do they still do this? Oh, it's a full sampler now. I thought it was just a Rex Loop player around with.
Yeah, it was originally, I think.
Sorry, we've gone off on our own little thing. So yeah, you can get Reason Lite with Plugin Boutique, and the cheapest way to do it is by getting this synth here, which looks like a pretty run of the mill. Like
go up because it says Hot Award Sale Top Rated. It's got 4 tags.
Yeah, apparently. There you go.
Sound quality, value for money for £3. Everything's fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Features and presets. So it's not got as many features or presets as people would like, but
yeah, it seems to be. But other than that, it seems pretty standard. What I just want to know what it has. It got a bit of it actually playing. It always upsets me when they don't do this. Right, let's have a listen to Hybrid 3 demo.
Hybrid 3 demo.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
Hybrid 3 synth. Have a look.
Hi, it's Russ from Overdrive.
Hi, Russ.
I
want to hear it, and I don't really care what you have to say, and I'm going to talk over you.
Be nice to him. Yeah, I know. I'm doing the same thing as well. Sorry, Russ.
We are talking purely for copyright reasons.
Hello.
Now you.
No.
Now what? Oh.
And adding just.
Oh, Russ, you're going to do us in, mate. It'll be honest. I just needed like a bit of review.
Well, I heard a little bit of strings there that sounded quite nice.
BPD will sort us out, man. He wouldn't do it without like some audio to listen to.
Come on, BPD, you the man.
Do you reckon that Ross guy's going to come after us?
Yeah, he's already at the door.
Here we go.
Oh, yes, I want it ready.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah, I'll pay £4 if it makes that. There you go.
I could go on forever about
our reviews are so rubbish. But this,
if you buy it, make a fucking YouTube
look
video
how good this geezer's website is, man. He's really out there doing it. Shout out BPD, and thanks a lot, Russ, the YouTuber. Please don't copyright strike us, so I don't have any money. His only regret is he didn't get the chance to review it last year. Must be bloody good.
I bet his other regret is paying $150 for it.
Oh no! Oh no!
So yeah, get yourself a bargain now for £4.
Yeah, it's £150, but it said it was only. Oh, that's pounds, isn't it? Pounds. Right, anyway. My bit always just. Do you want to get involved? She looked at me like, don't involve me in your fucking world.
What's Morph saying? Is Morph dancing with us?
No, he's just like, please, God, can you just turn this off? Is that what he said?
Dancing.
Oh, right, fair enough. We should really just play just techno.
Just dance for an hour.
Peeler B, shout out. You'd love that if he's listening on the Discord. And then we can link him in this and be like, we shouted you out, and then he's got to fucking listen to it. We've got you, Peeler B. We've fucking got you.
Yes.
So yeah, this is I didn't even say what this one was.
No.
Yeah, this is Rigid Audio by
Not
Globes.
Not rigid, no, it's rigid.
No, Rigid.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's I was doing it all wrong. I mean, it was a joke.
Is it Auto Wash?
Auto Wash. No, so this is Rigid Audio's Big Loops bundle. I really like adding cinematic effects to my music. So I do this sometimes in place of Foley, even though like most of the samples are Foley samples anyway, so meh. But this gives you some acoustic isolation stuff. What's Cinematrix?
That.
Thanks, mate.
Your
Oh,
name?
cool. So you can polyphonically time stretching, which I think is a similar way to pull stretch doing it, but I'm not 100% sure. So you can basically just pull things about and muck around with them. I like the look of all of this. Anything called plethora. But what it seems to be is separate, different. So density light that I got.
Oh yeah.
So that seems to be that's a
contact.
contact inbuilt like cinematic loop player where you can muck around with them and stuff. And this seems to be loads of different versions of that.
So it all loads.
So
into
if you
contacts then.
want, it's a sampler basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just a sampler that's specifically centered towards cinematic effects, and hopefully this is one too. But if it's not, fuck off. So yeah, get this. It is fucking.
Sinferno,
It's meant to be like £400, and it's £22. It's £22.92. So and look, you don't get better. I can't. You don't get better advertising than that, do you? Look, you just. I'm gonna regret that. No, you look at that. I can't. Yeah. So anyway, look, don't look at that again. I've been looking at some of the isotopes. So this, by the way, it was Rigid Audio's Big Loops bundles, down from £382.50 to £19.11 of your dwindling English currency as it just like goes towards the cliff edge. Yeah, I don't even know which way will crash it first. More virus, no deal virus, no deal virus 6.
Who fucking knows?
Death by multiple causes. So yeah, before you die, get this Loops audio bundle, and then as the armies and the tanks roll down your streets, you can actually do your own Hans Zimmer like soundtrack before the rubber projectiles blow your eyes into the back of your head. So
Moving swiftly on.
soon, August, America's going to go in August, and then we're going to fucking follow. Because the thing is, like, people aren't even properly unemployed yet. They're only just like a little bit
And
unemployed.
they're already fucking
Wait until they get real unemployed.
You know, if you go buy Nando's now, you can have £5 off.
Yeah, no, you got £10 off selected restaurants if you can already afford to go and eat out. But obviously, if you can't afford,
If you're already starving and you're getting £30 a week to feed your 4 kids.
well, yeah, because those people have to go because then the stats look better. It's a Trump-esque kind of approach. Anyway, I hate them. So Isotope, Isotope do some free. Actually, I'll show you about the other one. I think the other one's cooler than this. So bugger this one. I'll show you about it later. Isotope.
You've got quite a lot
Stage.
of stuff now.
Yeah, stage. What's it called? Isotope free plugins.
You know what it's called?
I do.
Stage dive.
Visual mixer.
What do?
This is what I told you about the other day.
I wasn't listening.
So I thought this was kind of interesting. So this is, you can essentially just drag where your people are on the stage or where you want your stuff around in the. I don't know if it's 5.1.
Oh, that's quite sick.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be really good for some of the basses that we do as well. So you can get this for. Always check. This is a good shout that I never really thought about until I stumbled onto this. But if you get the really high-end plugin websites, like your Isotope, your Waves, etc., they usually have SSL. They usually have a free plugin section where they just give you a little bit of stuff. So on the Isotope website, you can get this, which is so it's in Neutron.
Included in Neutron 3 Advanced.
Explore mixing power, download.
So we've only got Neutron Elements, so that's why we don't know about it. Then if you can download that separately, then you've got that in Elements 3, I suppose.
So this is some sort of super cool thing for spacing things around the mix.
I'll be interested in having a look at that.
I'm waiting for a Neutron upgrade deal, to be honest. Because I've got Ozone, I've got Nectar, and I really want Neutron. I
don't know how many people out there listen to Tipper. It's just a lot of people just listen to it and go, it's just weird down tempo electronic trip hop. But actually, he's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that he does with like psychoacoustics and
you can get the Imager.
Oh, nice. I use that quite a bit.
There's a
actually.
vinyl distortion you can get and a vocal doubler.
So yeah, that I think Tipper did years ago. He did one of his albums in 5/1, and
Nice.
it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
So that would be quite interesting to have a look at and see what we could do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only drum and bass, but
we like it.
we like it.
Right, so yeah, Isotope. Check the other big company websites. They've got some free
Vinyl, I
stuff.
didn't like that.
Why not?
I just fucking hate the crackle. I don't want vinyl crackle.
Yeah, I'm like that as well. But the thing that used to jack me out the most is Ableton's one won't turn off.
No, it's on the whole time.
Yeah, this one, I just wanted one that I could use occasionally that it would at least turn off. But yeah, so check the Isotope website. You get some free ones. What was I doing here? Who knows? So yeah, the vocal doubler by Isotope is basically an attempt to enhance vocals. So it basically, you know what a doubler does. It's like a really, really short delay, isn't it? That just sort of slightly thickens them up.
I mean, it could, depending on what it does, it could actually split the signal left, right, and do a few other things. But yeah, in its simplest form, it's a couple of
Let's
milliseconds.
have a quick look.
Delay.
We can play Isotope's video, right?
Yeah, sure we can.
I need to learn to live life. I need to learn to let go. I need to learn to live right. I need a house with an ocean view. I want a fancy car. I want to live on Mars. I want to see the stars.
Yeah.
I need to learn to live life.
I mean, you could do
need
all
to
that
learn to
next
let
one, probably,
go. I need to learn to live right.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I need a house with an ocean view. I want a fancy car. I want to live on Mars.
That's pretty cool.
Bitch wants everything, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got plans, man. She's got plans. Oh no, I just want 5 minutes without backache and for my mouth not to taste like coffee arse all day. Like I don't even get that. But yeah, so go have a look in the Isotope website. Have a look.
Nice back.
I wish
shoulder wasn't poking
capitalism would fail.
I wish I didn't have a torn meniscus. I wish I didn't have a winged scapula. I wish I could walk down the road without.
Haven't
my
had a
legs.
beer in 2.5 years. Fuck everybody. Right. Anyway.
Like we said, we both do lady vocals. If any of you out there need some
yeah, it's all like
vocals
that.
in your new track, we can.
Okay, guys. Amplitude Metal. Do you have to have Amplitude anyway? Yeah, and it's an expansion for Amplitude Custom
Amplitude's
Shop.
free.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, I had a video out this week. If you guys use Ableton, it's all about Ableton Amp. It's a new series I've
have a
started
look at all these
with,
deep
dives,
videos.
the deep dive sessions. So we're going through and looking at all of the plugins, fucking properly, looking at them, reading the manual, finding out what's going on. So in that video, I talk about the amp, which is actually a really good amp sim. I mean, it emulates Vox amps, it emulates Marshall, it emulates Mesa Boogie, it emulates the Sims Watt is the bass one, which is an old rare thing. It's got some real cool stuff in there. But if you're a guitarist, I would just say fucking get one of these. Not just like, okay, yeah, it's a bit lazy because you can probably do it with amp. But amp, the cool thing about amp, in my opinion, is its simplicity.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can just like fuck shit up with it. We use it just to ruin things and distort things. If you actually have a guitar and you want to preserve tone, even though amp sim, it is an amp sim, they have actually simulated amps. It's the same thing. But Amplitude, Positive Grid Bias, Effects, there's a bunch out there. They all have free versions. They are better. These guys, they're good. They're fucking good.
They know
we
what
used
they're
to,
doing.
we used to use the Amplitude. That was all we used, and then Pete moved on to a bunch of other stuff that gets in much better tone now. But we used to record everything clean and
just Amplitude.
reamp it with Amplitude. We had a good few like the song we had played on Kerrang was literally Amplitude, and we also reamped it through an Angle, but the tone was out of Amplitude, and that was a fucking old one too.
Nice.
So yeah, they are good. They are really good.
It saves you 100 €100.
And if you don't play guitar, fucking jam anything else through it. Jam your bass through
yeah.
that, you cunt. Fucking
Put a
love it.
kalimba through it.
You'll love it.
Yeah. Do what you like. I love stuff like this. So Bode Glass Clouds by Riot Audio is free at the moment. So VST Buzz, it's 33. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh fuck you, buddy.
So
Spitfire,
free,
yeah.
but now you've missed it.
So
sorry,
Spitfire
everyone.
Audio, this was only from the other day. I usually check them through, guys. I'm really sorry about that. So Spitfire Audio have released a mandolin, and I've got their Discovery Orchestra and
The BBC
their
one.
Yeah, the BBC one, and I've got their Labs London Atmos Pat, and they're both fantastic. I'm really falling in love with all the Spitfire audio stuff.
I'd never heard of them before.
There's about 40 free Labs instruments, all in all, that we can probably have a look at after this if you want.
Yeah.
So go and have a look at the mandolin. This will be like an exquisitely sampled mandolin.
So I've got a mandolin in my last Score Unknown track EP, track 5, the Beyond. Well, I got rid of the it's just called Beyond. The intro to that's got this lovely little, and when I was writing that track, I just had like Godfather in mind. I just wanted a mandolin, and I went searching. Luckily, one of the VSTs that we have, it's the Colossus. We've got a J-Bridge 4. Had a mandolin in it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those sounds I never thought using a mandolin in a fucking dubstep song, but
It just makes sense.
oh, it's so good. It's really good. Like,
Fantastic.
it's spectrum frequencies and stuff, you know.
Yeah, orchestral stuff, even if you can't hear the instrument itself, even if you can get something else like morphing off it and stuff or emulating, like you can alter other sounds with the frequencies from like.
That's it, definitely.
Especially if it's really like throaty instruments like didges and flutes and stuff. You
Just
can
getting that
pull,
stuff layered up with your synthesis.
do an
your
orchestral
FM.
line and sidechain something to it. You can do that. I do that sometimes, so that's quite interesting.
Nice pump.
Yeah, get you a bit of breath and
Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba.
pump. Right, well, other than the fact that was a bit of a complete mess and we just talked about everything at once, I think we've done okay and we've run to the hour.
Well, I'm fucking tired and my back hurts.
I'm
so
tired
we've
and
done well,
I
kids.
haven't seen you for ages, so I'm going to chill with you as well. So
Cool.
you guys have got. This is the point where we get naked and my girlfriend has to leave. So
we can actually like let's end.
she never leaves.
We can end this one like proper pro though because we've got new release coming out on
I thought
Friday.
that was when you were going to have a stroke.
No, we've got a new release, secret release coming out on Friday.
Oh bloody hell, you lucky fuckers! So you're going to know soon about things. Tell them.
Yeah, new release on Friday. Stonx release. Some nice drum and bass for y'all.
Yeah.
It's our summer party tune.
Yeah.
To,
and we wanted to drop it in the like 3 weeks while everyone's out of lockdown, so they can listen to it, and then everyone will go back into lockdown, and we'll start making really depressing music again.
make it hard. So we've got that coming out. We've got Wednesdays, the start of your new series, Ableton ABC course.
Yep. So
doing
you've got
ground
the
up.
intro already done, and on Monday I will be doing my first video, which is I will be basically taking you from your first day in Ableton. We'll be looking at the preferences, how to set up your VST folder.
We've got another guy on our Discord at the moment. He's having a bad time with migraines and stuff.
Yeah.
He's literally, his VST folder's buggered, and Ableton doesn't even fucking open.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
That's
we
the
need to work
situation
it.
people
Yeah,
are in,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
the
we need to
situation he's in, and he keeps having headaches as well. And I think it's because he can't get his Ableton open. So we're gonna reach out to him and be like, "Do you just want us to like remote control your
TeamViewer and whatever, just fix it for him. Yeah.
Like, well, how do we have to like be like, we won't like take your details or anything. We'll just make your Ableton work. Like,
So yeah, I think it's a good thing. You know, start from the ground up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of on these Ableton user
Oh,
groups.
we're
There's a
both
lot
wearing
of people.
Stonx shirts.
I know that was
today.
what I was going to say
That's
too.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the Ableton user groups. You know, the lockdown I think has started off a lot of people getting either back into Ableton.
Oh yeah, what was
or
it? 400% increase in from the
Ableton,
ground
yeah.
up Ableton
on,
tutorials.
the old Google
And my key, and
stats.
because I've been doing keyword research as well, which again is something that just makes you want to open your ephemeral. God, I'm so not looking forward to doing that again, but it's all right. Once I've got the audio book done, I can do tunes and social media.
Yeah, that's it. Once
so.
it's dispersed. So yeah, we've got your new video on Wednesday. We've got
Yeah.
episode 2 of the deep dive session. We're going to look at auto filter on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, I believe, is the 17th. What? Wait, no, 5 days.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the new track drops on Friday.
Yeah.
Got my video on Friday. Got your video on Wednesday.
Yeah, so we are.
Gonna be a busy week.
We're putting the web out to entice you all to our because we've got our 5 gig sorted, sound better sorted. Now the YouTube channel must be getting even closer towards monetization.
Bit by bit, we're getting there. We got an extra 9 subscribers over the weekend from the new vid.
Yeah, so that vid went that the new YouTube video we had outperformed all our previous YouTube videos within about 3 hours or something, didn't it?
By the time I finished watching it, once it was live, I watched it to check everything was up there, and by the time I'd finished it, it had 33 plays.
Yep. We now officially have a business plan, and we are registered as traders as well. So we are Stonx Music officially.
Yep.
So and then Facebook will tell us by September that as well. So that'd be bloody great, won't it?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been lovely to have you again. We will drop all those links.
Repping the new merch, so we got Alien Hand Syndrome
Well, it's a
here,
bit more old
full
school
print.
because I've entered a period of poorness, so I can't buy any new merch. So if anyone wants to buy any of my merch and send it to me, please fucking do it. It's depressing as hell being on the website. I can't afford any of it.
But
That's
we've
all
got
right.
a new
I'll
merch.
persevere.
We changed merch stores the other month because we were having a bit of fucking.
Yeah, we switched up.
And
So the same with distro. We'll change to this United Masters or something if it all goes peaked on.
Quality's really nice. Print's really nice.
It's really funny as well because it's a really similar quality to this.
Yeah, and is that from the old one?
Yeah, this is
Nice.
old merch store, this is new merch store, and they appear to be pretty much the same material.
Yeah, I
that's a bit
wouldn't be
softer
surprised.
actually. You're a little bit softer.
Yeah, a little bit softer. A little bit
So,
covered in sweat as well.
17th we are dropping a free download release,
And then-
which
and then
which is called
34.
Vanilla Pop. Let's just drop the name for people.
Vanilla Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Make of that what you wish.
Yeah, it's because we're bored of vanilla people, so we made some tunes.
It's a fucking vanilla
I'm
going
going to be publishing all the
We made a
stocks.
vanilla pop
Yeah,
song.
it's awful. It's horrible pop drum and bass. It's horrific. But it'll be
But
free as well, so you don't have to pay
It's
for it.
going to be the one that everyone fucking likes. And then
Yeah.
you listen to our back catalogue. We did this with my old band. We made the fucking poppiest song.
Yeah.
And then you bought it, listen to the rest of the album and go.
And if
no.
anyone is Hungarian, they can listen to the.
Oh yeah, I've plugged the audiobook.
Yeah,
Don't
the
worry,
audiobook
I've plugged
soon
the
as well.
audiobook. Yeah, the Hungarian audiobook is being well plugged. This is the star.
That's gonna be released
Oh, she's not
as
quite
well.
on the camera. You can't see her, but she's lurking about. You can see her
Thank
tattoo
God.
just about.
She's running off now.
Yeah, my girlfriend is actually a road pop shield.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. I
Yeah,
suppose. That's
this
it,
has
we're done.
been Stonxcast episode 15. Ollie's YouTube video is doing really well. I've managed to get a shit ton of paperwork. I'm going to publish loads of stuff in the blog. I'm going to make more music. It's going to be fantastic. Come in the Discord. Chat.stonx.co.uk.
Chat.stonx.co.uk.
Oh, he's done it.
He's
He's done it. He's done it this time.
Trying to do it with you.
I thought I'd let you solo it out. So chat.stonx.co.uk.
We've got feedback channels, we've got free VST channels.
People
all
are
our links
using
in
it every
here.
day now. We've got like 4 or 5 people that
Yeah,
are
man, it's
constantly
popping.
coming in and asking us questions and letting us help them with their music.
So far, we have all the answers.
Yeah, we've not
Which
steered
has
much
surprised
wrong.
even me.
Yeah, that is strange actually. I didn't think I was good at this either. I
But it's
genuinely.
real interesting, man. We're getting some really interesting answers.
Yeah.
Tommy G the other day, he was asking us about return tracks and panning.
Yeah,
And, it
some
turns
interesting
out,
stuff that we had to research a
You know,
little bit.
return tracks do give your panning.
Yeah.
But this is something you'll learn probably in like 6 months because reverb is going to be really far away in the deep dive sessions. But the reverb, Ableton's reverb sums left and right into one channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use Ableton's reverb on a return track and you have a snare drum, for instance, panned hard left, and you send that to the return will be dead center.
Yeah.
That's just something that Ableton's reverb does.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something Tommy G was having.
could you then go in and replicate the pan with the utility or something?
You
Can you
could-
pan
you
on the
could change-
utility?
you could also change the pan on the return track, but if you're using that
No, that's
return
fair.
track to send multiple things to,
Yeah.
then you'd want your. I don't know whether you'd want your reverb to only be on one side or not, but that was just something. Tommy was running into that problem. He wasn't sure.
It's probably
what to
something
do.
you wouldn't even notice quite a lot, but it's interesting.
No, but when you're
things to
getting
look
down
into.
to it and you're looking at,
Yeah.
overlapping, return tracks can cause a lot of shit with.
Yeah, I stayed away from them for ages. I just whacked all the effects on the processing channels, and then like after a while, I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
I mean, we still have like 50 effects on a track.
Yeah. We just at least I have some kind of discipline between the two.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we Babylon,
Boom.
Babylon.
Babylon.
Why? That was almost like involuntary. Stonxcast episode 15. It's been lovely to have you. We will drop all the links for the free stuff. Main points from mine, because I always kind of gloss over it, is check out big companies' websites. They're sick. And
There's
also,
so much free shit out there, guys.
yeah, and also
Keep your eyes.
Spitfire Audio. Just go and have a scroll through their whole labs, and you could make an entire track just out of the stuff in there.
Easy. Actually, I saw someone the other day who was just made an entire track out of the just the BBC ones that you got.
Oh yeah.
And,
So
they
yeah,
sound great.
no, it's brilliant. So thanks BBC, and please do play my songs. They're sitting in the BBC Radio 1
Introducing.
potential playlist. So please do play my tracks.
Yeah.
Right.
So, nice one, guys.
It
Have a
has
lovely
been,
one. Thanks
as
for watching.
always, pleasant and joyful, and we will see you next week. Have
Boom.
a lovely rest of existence. Goodbye.
Have a beautiful time.
Bye. I thought the camera was over there again. Jesus.